I already awake at 4 a.m. at 4 o'clock today. And this is quite funny because whenever we do live streaming, our neighbors are turning on their music, and I cannot do live streaming in the evening because our stupid neighbors, they're also turning on the music sometimes. They ended up 1 a.m. or 12 midnight. Some of these neighbors around here living in the farm, and they sleep late. They turn on the music until 11 p.m., 12 midnight, 1 a.m. And our neighbors in the front, I think they stop watching movies so loud with music until 11 p.m. last night. But my wife and I, we fall asleep around 10 p.m. So we don't know what happened. We slept already. But this is my revenge. Since I have to work again as teacher, so I don't have time for the whole day here in the house because my wife and I has to leave here from the house around 6 o'clock in the morning regularly because I have to travel like 20 kilometers from this house to the school of my wife. That's around 20 kilometers or something, or beyond that, more than 20 kilometers. And sometimes there's traffic, so I have to send her there, and it will cost me around 15 to 20 minutes. Depends on how fast I drive with motorbike, but through car, I think that's more than 20 minutes. And then another 10 minutes from the school of my wife to my school. So that's a lot of time, that's a lot of trouble, that's uh, close to 30, 35 kilometers from the house to my wife's school and to my school. So we don't have time to do that or to film here because we have work as teacher. And now every time I arrive from school in the afternoon, these guys are already noisy. They're turning on their music, blah blah blah, and I cannot do live streaming. If I do filming, maybe just show you the things, show you the vegetables, but usually I cannot do that. And somehow I have to do voiceover. And now that I have that video editing app because I have money to subscribe for a year, and that is out of my budget. So that's why my videos is not really the in quality, good quality. I have to run fast in filming a few minutes, and then after that, I'm done. And now I realize that I have this good idea, and that is to wake up early morning at 4 a.m. and kind of revenge to my neighbors in front who slept late in the evening and turning on the music for the whole evening, and even early in the morning at 6 o'clock in the morning when they wake up they start turning on their music at 6 o'clock. And now I have to wake up at 4 because I don't have any time available for the whole day, because in the afternoon most likely I have to weed, I have to remove the weeds, the grasses on the plants, or maybe do other things in the garden, but I cannot do filming. So I think for me, it's a conducive time to do filming will be 4 a.m. in the morning. And now we have this. We're going to plant okra today. So this is our live streaming this morning with your friends. So we will be planting okra. I thought we have a lot. So let me count. We have 12. We have 12. How many seeds do we have here? 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. Okay. We can plant at least 3 seeds. See this? We have more than 20 seeds, or around 26 or 28 seeds here in my hand from that one pack. And it cost me 10 baht. It's around um, 30 to 33 cents in a dollar. Okay. So I think you will not see the seeds fall, but it's okay. We are planting at least 3 seeds. And you might be asking me why I'm designing this kind of look. Because if I will not do this, the chickens will go down and scratch everything in here. So the chickens will damage the vegetable. So to avoid that, we have to put this cover here, and I place this concrete so that we can divide this one into 4. And we will just add more organic material as this okra seed starts to grow. And to me, YouTube friends, it's cool. We do this live streaming early in the morning. We have this nice uh, bright light here behind me where I am clearly seen here while live streaming. It's supposed to plant these okra seeds. Oh, I'm running out of seeds here. Okay. Now we planted 12 spots into these 3 pots. So each pot have 4 spots in it. So you see here, and we just finished planting our okra this early morning with your friends. And our next work will be to fix our 2 pots for our beans. Now let's go here. I don't know if I can plant this early morning for our beans. Maybe tomorrow morning we will do that. This is long yard bean. It's another 32 cents as well, or 10 baht. So what I'm going to do, now it's quite funny with your friends because they're still sleeping, and perhaps they will be awake right now I'm making noise here. Now that they're awake because I'm making noise, so they cannot sleep anymore. So it's a good thing for me because these guys are creating so much noise in the evening while we are about to sleep. And you know what? My wife and I, the travel alone from this house to our different workplaces is far. And so we're already burned out and tired. And we stayed in the school for the whole day working as a teacher with these naughty Thai students. Imagine every single day we're so tired and we arrive into this house with the neighbors turning on the music and it's keep banging and that is banging on our heads every single minute. And you cannot tell them to stop. You have to endure the noise, the the disturbing surroundings. And you're also tired and you have to sleep early so that you can gain another sets of energy that you will need for the next day's work. And it's a hell of a surrounding, it's a hell of an environment where we're surrounded with these noisy people. And now I wake up early at 4. It's my revenge to be talking English and to give them headache whenever they're awake. But how could they turn on their music at 4 or 5 a.m.? Of course, their Thai neighbors will get angry with that, right? So this is my safe zone where I can work on my garden. Of course, at 6 o'clock, I cannot work on the garden because I have to leave the house for work. So now it's quarter to 5 in the morning, so I still have a few minutes left to work here in the garden. And at the same time, I will be watering my onion chives and other plants. Okay, let's go. I already water. I already provide water for the chicken this other day, yesterday. So all I have to do this early morning is to give them enough food to eat while we were away, while we were at school. I don't think if I can. Um, what? I cannot plant or beans. I don't know. today because it will cost me several minutes to mix that soil, and I have to water my garden. So that means there will be another morning where we have to do live streaming again, planting the beans. I think that will be for tomorrow morning. So what we can do right now is to mix that soil with the chicken's manure that I just added. Just added chicken's manure here, you friends, with this old garden soil that we are reusing now because like okra, like beans, this type of vegetables are not really that juicy in terms of soil. As long as there is soil and you add some organic material, then you're good to go to plant this type of vegetables. But when it comes to tomatoes, tomatoes is a very delicate vegetable. You have to really take care of it, and of course, it should be a brand new soil. You can use brand new chicken's manure. I mean, a composted chicken's manure from the shop that was still in sack and was not used for any kind of planting. So you buy that one with a composted cow's manure, you mix it. So that's brand new in your garden. You put the one on the pot, then you lay that one there for a month because the temperature of the chicken's manure is not good as well to your seeds or some delicate plants. As long as that heat will evaporate, and then you can start planting your tomato seedlings that you have already prepared in your seed tray. But you cannot, after you planted tomato into that mixed chicken's manure and cow's manure in a pot, you cannot reuse it for the next season because the disease are accumulated right there in that one season, and the next time around, you will see your tomato that will just like die before it can start giving flowers. So tomato plants is very delicate, and you need extra care in your planting. And that's why you see people are usually planting tomatoes in a greenhouse because you don't have like more problem in planting in a greenhouse as it is safe from disease that is carried by the wind, or the materials that you're using is coconut coir or coconut peat, in which it also control disease. So that's why in greenhouses the production is massive compared to those who are planting tomatoes in an open field. But there are good guys as well. I've seen like the veggie boys. Their tomatoes are planted in an open field, but they had this regular examination from the laboratory where they bring samples from their farm, in which they really put certain amount of nutrients that is really necessary and needed by the tomatoes, meaning they supply nutritious and right food like supplements and right fertilizer and pesticides to their tomato plants. But if you don't have that kind of options, if you don't, those privileges is out of your hand, is out of your grasp. So you better uh, do what I've told you in the first option, in which you have to use brand new soil, brand new chicken's manure. At least the production might not be that good because I tried planting tomatoes here. Um, but I think I haven't uploaded my videos about tomatoes here that I planted in the garden. And that was 2 years ago. I still have our family dog that time. And yeah, the result was good. We harvested good tomatoes. A lot of our uh, friends came over and we shared with them. But I think that was my only season where I was so successful in planting tomatoes. Because after that, most of my pots that I planted tomatoes are the same pots that I'm using right now. So meaning most of my soil here, I reuse soil and I just added chicken's manure and cow's manure to that. So that means it's no good for tomato plants. So I have to buy brand new uh, chicken's manure and cow's manure again. I'm planning to buy new sets of chicken's manure and cow's manure. Once the salary arrives, I buy more pots so that I can probably plant tomatoes again in an open field, and I'll be able to expect a nice result. And you will see that, YouTube friends, as you continue to follow us in our YouTube channel. But that will take another 3 4 months from now. So this month is May 9. Today is May 9. So I think if I have holiday this month of June, I will try to do seeding again in my seed tray for another sets of eggplants, I guess. Yeah, for another sets of eggplants, and then I think I will be planting. Uh, I will be planting Black Beauty eggplant. I think I have to add soil. These are good soil to friends, which was from the raspberry that I planted. But raspberry here didn't work well. I don't see any fruit. And it's been sitting in the pot for close to 3 years. So I have no, yeah, that was close to 3 years here. But we brought it from our previous rented place, and that was sitting there as well for a close or about a year. So that raspberry is supposed to give us fruit now, but it didn't. So I've decided to cut them off, remove them completely. So this trellis here that you can see, this was for the raspberry actually the past year, but then I didn't see any good result. I was really taking care of it. I don't know why it didn't give us fruit. So now I decided to cut that off, and we will replace this area with beans because we don't have much time to go to the market with your friends. So my wife and I are busy at school. So what I'm going to do, I need to plant more vegetables as much as I could so that we can just do free shopping right into our garden. We don't have to go to the market to buy, so we don't have to spend a lot of money for vegetables every single week if we have our own vegetables right here in our yard. So the, that's one advantage if you have your own garden with your friends. You don't have to stress out yourself much about your financial budget for your market for fresh vegetables if at home you have your own organic grown vegetables. And the second reason is that you don't have to worry about the vegetables that you put on your table, whether it is safe to eat or not, because it is you planting that. So you know exactly what fertilizer. I am growing organic vegetables here, to friends. I'm not applying whatsoever chemicals that can possibly damage our health. I make my own organic fertilizer. Besides chicken's manure and cow's manure, we have organic fertilizer that we're adding here in our planting. And you might be asking what organic fertilizer I'm making. It is made from molasses. And to get our potassium, which is responsible for flowering and fruiting of our plants, we are fermenting fruits, especially banana fruit, and mix it with molasses. And we ferment it for 30 days and we extract the liquid. That liquid will be mixed in a water, a certain amount of water. Hold on, we have this fertilizer that is rich in potassium. And we're to get our nitrogen fertilizer, which is responsible for boosting your plants. And can get our nitrogen fertilizer by fermenting green leafy vegetables like this one, sweet potato tops, pigweed plants, and aloe vera, and many other green, leafy green vegetables that you can chop into small pieces and you ferment again with molasses, and the extracted liquid from that after 30 days of fermentation will be a nitrogen fertilizer. Now, where to get the phosphorus? Phosphorus is responsible for strengthening the flowers so that it will not pluck off from the plant, strengthening the fruit. So, phosphorus can be like sourced out through bones and blood. So we have this fish or meat that we can ferment with with molasses as well. So after 30 days of fermentation, the extracted liquid will be rich in phosphorus or amino acid, and then that will help strengthen your the flowers and the fruits of your plant. So now you have this NPK, the three important ingredients, the three important components of that is needed by your plants: the nitrogen, the phosphorus, and the potassium. Now you might be asking how often we apply this organic fertilizer to our plants. Of course, because that is foliar fertilizer, it's a liquid. You can spray all over the plants and you can also apply right there on the ground. So as much as possible, you can do that one twice a week, like 100 ml of that extracted fertilizer. YouTube friends, is equivalent to 1 liter of water. So as much as possible, I am fermenting a huge amount of fruits, around 10 to 15 kilos of molasses, and the equivalent ingredient for fruit or for vegetables is another 15 kilos, or yeah, it should be equal, 1:1. If you have 10 kilos of vegetables, you have to put 10 kilos of molasses. If you have 20 kilos of fruits, you have to put 20 kilos of molasses. And you ferment that one, you have to seal it tight that no fly or no insects can get in and like contaminate the the fermentation process there. So for 30 days, then you harvest the one by extracting the liquid, and the pulps remaining there you can also apply directly to your plants. And that liquid, that pure liquid, that extracted liquid, 100 ml of that for 1 liter of water. And then you just water that down like directly on the ground where this where the plant is planted, or you can apply the one if you have a spray. You can use the one as your foliar fertilizer. You can spray all over the plants. There's no problem. There's no overdose, but of course you have to apply the very standard ratio. At least you have to like minimize. If you add more fertilizer, no problem, but you'll be running out of supply. So you have to follow the standard because you'll be applying that fertilizer twice a week. So that is quite often than the synthetic fertilizer like urea or 16 16 16. You apply that one not really that often, but that is synthetic fertilizer, and I don't recommend that. But probably in our durian trees, I might be using that fertilizer. But to our plants, our vegetable plants, I cannot use any synthetic or chemical fertilizer. I have to use my own organic made fertilizer because it is tested and proven. I've been uploading videos here for around 2 years now, and all of my grown vegetables here are grown organically. We don't apply any kind of chemicals. So it's quite important with your friends because vegetables, most of the time you don't have to peel them off. You eat the whole thing, unlike the durian fruit, in which uh, the skin, the the peeling of that fruit is quite thick, and now still it's safe to eat the inside flesh of that, the inside meat of that fruit. But most of the vegetables, you can even eat them raw. So that's why I'm very careful about that, and I will not use any kind of chemicals. So how many minutes do we have? We have 35 minutes in our live stream. Now let me see. I think it's already 5 in the morning. I need to look after my chickens and watering our plants as well. So this is my routine now, YouTube friends. So I think I find my safe zone in live streaming, YouTube friends, and that is every 4 p.m. in the morning. I think there's still a bit temperature to our chicken's manure, so maybe I'll just let this one stay here for the whole day. And we'll be back tomorrow morning again at 4 p.m. 4 a.m. 4 o'clock in the morning, and we will be doing live streaming again with your friends while planting beans into this pot. So I have to arrange this one correctly. I don't know which one is good. If I do that, let the beans climb. Anyway, we have time to do that tomorrow morning with your friends. We don't have to worry about much time tomorrow morning to do that. I want to see the time. What time is it now? I think I will cut some of my live streaming videos. I will re-upload that one. Yeah, 5:14 in the morning. Okay, we can move there, move here. I don't know. Let me see that one tomorrow morning. Fine. Look, the beans are climbing there. I think it's okay because we have this like space in between where we can go under here and do the harvest of our beans, of our long yard beans. So both of these pots will be placed to each other end with this um, trailer support here that we have made out of PVC pipes and a few pieces of like 1 by 1 size wood in here. So we have two large pots, and we will be doing that one again. Like we have to cover this top right here so that chickens will not be able to get what's inside and scratch. So their nature is to scratch. So you cannot them say no, but you can have the option that will prevent them from doing it. And that is our strategy there. Oh, that's an evil gas. That gas is smelly too. Yeah, it's getting clear difference. I think right now it's 16 past 5 in the morning. So it's it's getting clear here, but we still have this moonlight right there. See that? 41 minutes in our live streaming. I will be going to different location here in our front yard to water down all our plants. Okay, I'm pretty sure we will have another extreme temperature today, and I don't want my plants to dehydrate. I have to I have to hydrate them first this morning before leaving the house for work. And of course, feed our chickens as well. To me, right now, friends, I realize that it's good to like do live streaming this early in the morning. You know what? For me, there's one good benefit for me. My mind is awake now. I'm motivated to work for the whole day. As long as you sleep early, like until 10 p.m. in the evening, at least you have 2 hours before midnight. Many experts would say it's a healthy hour of sleeping if you can spend at least 2 hours before midnight. So I think last night I was able to sleep around 10 p.m. and then I wake up before 4, like quarter to 4, but I still try to do something in my phone instead of getting up and going out and do vlogging, do live streaming. And that's why it took me another half an hour, and I started like 4 or 30 past 4 in the morning this morning. So tomorrow morning, I I'll make sure that I'll be able to be here. At least I can start the live streaming at 4 p.m. in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. There's no sweat. We're not really that tired, and I was able to work on many things because I cannot do this the whole day because I'm at school. And if I do live streaming in the afternoon, the time that I'll be arriving home from work, And these neighbors are quite noisy. They're, they're turning on their music. I don't care about other noises, it's no problem. But they turn on their music so loud. That's why most of my live streaming videos they have copyright claim. And later on, only to find it out that YouTube will be banning my account, my YouTube channel, or I'll be hitting a strike because of these neighbors, because of their music. And that is against my will, but I cannot do anything because I cannot shout to them, hey, stop your music. They're ignorant. They don't know what's the policy in YouTube. They don't know that I'm filming. So I need to find an hour that is really, really right time for me to do live streaming. I just discovered that early morning at 4 a.m., 4 o'clock in the morning, I'll do live streaming until 5 or 5 or 30 past 5. So at least I have an hour and a half, or the most days I can do at least 45 to 1 hour live streaming every single day. And whatever topic or whatever vlog that I'm doing that day, I can probably cut a portion of it and then re-upload it as a video there in my channel. So with that, we can work on our YouTube channel every single day with our live streaming at 4 o'clock in the morning. And then we don't have copyright claim from our neighbors. The environment are quiet. The neighbors are really quiet, and we can do productive activity here every single morning. And in the afternoon, I don't bother if I can film because they're noisy already because we do our live streaming as early as possible every morning. In the afternoon, we can do other work in the garden from school, and that's it. To remix this one for my beans. So we'll be here tomorrow morning, 4 o'clock, and that will be our schedule for planting our beans. We need to put cover so that chickens will not be able to find a space that can fit themselves and then get into there and scratch the soil. Yeah, see that? We're done mixing it, friends. So we just have to put water to that, and we'll come back tomorrow for planting our beans. So, as being said in the title of this live streaming, we're just planting lady fingers or okra, okra vegetable. We can add organic material like mango peelings, banana peelings, or whatever, like kitchen crops that we can bring here. This afternoon, another work to do outside. So I think my wife will accompany me there. We'll be cleaning again. We'll be weeding out. It's our schedule for weeding our F1 hybrid extract there. I'll be making sure that we hydrate these pots because we have two factors here right now that can turn this large pot into dry soil. We have the breeze, we have the wind, and the scorching heat of the sun. So, and this afternoon again, I'll be watering again these pots here so that when we plant our beans tomorrow, it's 100% sure that we have this soil get moisted. Now, we'll put cover into this to friends. Now we have this cover here. Nice. Then the same look with our lady finger, okra. Here, to go. Here. Mhm. Yeah, I think we're done with your friends. And this area here is ready for planting beans tomorrow early morning. So we cannot do that one right now because we're running out of time. I still have to water our vegetables here. And probably I can still include that one in our live streaming. Okay. because this is what we do every morning. Okay, I hydrated these eggplants last night, early last night with your friends, but I need to water them again today, and at the same time weeding the unwanted weeds growing right into the spot, so I have to remove them. Cannot avoid that there are weeds, grasses growing together with your plants, but you can control that by weeding your vegetables regularly. And I think in our next live streaming early morning with your friends will be about um, moving this out, moving these pods here on top because the platform is not stable anymore. All the wood planks, wood slabs are 100% rotten, and some of the stuffs in here cannot support the stability of the platform anymore. So the best option is to like uh, put these pots here back to the ground. So we have to remove this platform. We put these pots here on the ground. And now they are very, very vulnerable to the chickens' attack because even in this elevated platform, the chicken still can hop in here and do the scratching. That's why I'm putting back some of the materials that I added and somehow serves as protection to our eggplants here. But it turns out that the chicken scratched them out and then they're still scratching. So much more if these pots will be here right on the ground. So what are we going to do? So our plan is to apply that cover. That's what we're doing with the okra or the ladyfinger and the beans that will be planting tomorrow. So we will move this down here and we will place that cover on top so that chickens will not be able to scratch here. Because right now, they're really, really struggling finding bugs as the ground is still dry. So the scarcity of earthworm supply around them our chickens tend to look for other source of food they could not find. Banana roots as well, because banana roots are not really into like spreading the network mode, as we still don't have the rain. But but once the rain comes, then I'm pretty sure the presence of worms will be everywhere. I mean the earthworm. The presence of the earthworm will be everywhere, and banana roots will be abundant. Bugs, snails, and slugs. My chickens love to eat that. So that's why we keep hoping that we will have rain. Hopefully this month. But we're about to arrive mid of this month. Hopefully, maybe by the end of this month. By the end of this month or the beginning week of June. Hopefully, we're still hoping and hoping. So I think I need to buy another one, probably bigger than this. I have two of this, and I think it's a bit faster to work on our watering of our plants. But if we only have this one, we only have this, then that would be really, really laborious. Of course, it's time consuming, so I need to buy bigger than this size. And two pieces of this. Yeah, it'll be nice. Now it's getting clear to friends. I think need even we don't even need the light, and we're still hydrating and watering our plants. So next live streaming special starting tomorrow to friends. At this hour we will be ending our live streaming. So we've been here for an hour already. It's 39 past 5. So I should be stopping our live streaming now. Not because our neighbor is about to wake up, but our time is not enough for preparing ourselves for work. Though we don't have much doing in the school here this week, I just have to prepare our lesson plans, our teaching lessons, and for syllables. still going until 6 this morning. Tomorrow I must stop at 5 or 5:20 tomorrow. And next week we have regular class already. So perhaps I can do live streaming from 3:45 in the morning until 4:20, I guess. So 4:20. Of course, not every single day that we're planting vegetables, but this time we are scheduling for our okra, our lady finger. Tomorrow we're scheduling our beans, and I think tomorrow is Wednesday, right? So on Thursday morning, I'll be scheduling for our carrots, radishes. I don't know if we have radish seeds, but I'm pretty sure we have 3 large pots of the size of our beans and ladyfinger that we have inside this garden enclosure. You can see there that's still empty, but we will be it's my revenge. And my wife is just opening the window, just told her that it's my time because our neighbors have been noisy here. I mentioned to you that one already. So those 3 large pots need to be filled with soft and fertile soil for our carrots. And I'll be adding certain amount of coffee ground as carrots and radishes loves to like grow where coffee ground presence is there. So I'll be adding coffee ground aside from fine soil that I already prepared and a bit of chicken's manure. So, okay, this row of uh, eggplants here are hydrated already. We weeded out, and there are a few fruits here that are ready to be harvested a few days from now. So we have like stack of food in here already in our garden that can supply us in the coming weeks of work as teacher. Now let's go here down here. Uh, these are our onion chives. Yeah. These are our onion chives, YouTube friends. I have watered these onion chives already last night, but still milky wood. Not that much because you can also wrap your onion chives, but just to moisten. Ah, thank you, bee. Have you heard the bustling bee? Hear that? Inside the garden enclosure. I'm glad that bee is often visiting us here. You hear the buzzing. Ooh, yeah, it's a good sign that we will have these flowers pollinated inside the garden enclosure, and that will turn into healthy fruits. But still, I am kind of disappointed because the butterflies don't stop laying eggs right there in the branches of my Black Beauty eggplant, an Australian variety of eggplant that was given to me by an Australian friend who got married into a Thai woman, and he has a daughter that studied in the school where my wife is teaching. So I'm kind of disappointed that the butterflies don't stop laying eggs, and then when it hatch, turn into larva state, and they eat right there into the branches of my eggplants where there are these healthy flowers was situated. So what happened in a day of work with those larvae sucking in and getting inside the trunk, and then many branches started to dry and die. So it is very detrimental to our eggplants as well. But well, what can I do with that? That's nature. All I can do is to prevent, control if I have time. Now, I don't have much time. But we're able to do a live streaming for more than an hour early this morning with your friends. So, this orchid here that you can see, this is around 11 years old in my hand. But I don't know how many years this was in the first owner. I mean, the vendor that was selling these orchids uh, back in 2012. Yeah, February 2012. February 2012. And now it's May 2023. So this is more than 11 years old in my hand. And this is the only remembrance that I have right now in my previous employer, in my previous school, because this orchids here that I have were bought in that festival right inside that university where I work. The dog that I have from there was given to me by a friend, a professor friend, died like 1 year and a half already. So only this orchid that is still in my possession. That's why I must take care of this, because I have no other remembrance to that fucking school. Take care of them. And this variety is one of the most beautiful variety among the many types of orchids. And so I am really, where to place this one. The other parts is not visible. there. Uh-huh. Okay, that's it. YouTube friends, this one thing I tell you now. Maybe next week the regular class will start, and so in my live streaming, probably I will be more quiet than talkative because my brain will be preparing for my lessons for that day, and so I have to spend my brain thinking and how to be creative in every activity, in every lessons that I'll be taking in with those different classes of mine this semester while I'm watering here in my vegetable garden. So that's my motivation, that while I'm working here in the garden, I'm also preparing my brain about the teaching, about the classes that I'll be having that day. So watering while the brain is working for my teaching. And I cannot wait for another day to remove this weeds and vines here that started to grow. Oh, a lot of vine plants. These are really the worst kind of vine. Once they dominate the place, they are really, really invasive. So I must remove them at the early stage. Otherwise, I will have all this regret later on. Now I cannot allow you to reproduce them. See, my neighbors in front of the house, they're not waking up yet because they know now that I'm working hard and I'm tired. If they disturb us again, it will be a real problem. And I think I have time to check our platform 2 and platform 3 right there. Maybe. I think it's around 6 in the morning now. You see? Mm. Other grass here started to grow. That's kind of annoying. But I think they're still hydrated, so I don't have to hydrate them again. So I leave it today for today. So we'll do it this afternoon. We can remove this. So these are platform 2 and platform 3. With your friends of onion chives. So platform 4, we just finished watering them down. We have tiny pots all over the place planted with onion chives. Look at that. You've seen that one earlier in the other location. The same look, and we have around uh, 12 of these tiny pots filled with onion chives. We have another 4 here, and we have more here. We have around 7 inside. See that? And we have more here. This is our platform 1. Lots of pigweed plants growing here. I think I have to remove this afternoon and be planted there outside. Have to remove them here because, well, what time is it now? I still wanted to work 6 minutes before, 2 minutes before 6 o'clock. So here, YouTube friends, I'm angry with this plants, with this unwanted weeds here. You see this one, this tiny here? This can turn into sturdy, like shrub that turn into a sturdy tree. And imagine heaps of growing, heaps of growing plant like this. This is unwanted into our garden, so I cannot let this one grow, and I cannot let this one grow for another day, because only to find it out tomorrow this will be twice bigger of this size, or perhaps even bigger than what I mentioned to you. Why I have this tons of seeds in here with this particular plant? Imagine I got a handful amount of this right into my palm. They may look tiny now, and you know what, it's your friends, just one single plant of this, once it grow big here in your pot, the root system will spread out the entire box. And when you try to remove the plant, It cannot be removed, but altogether, the rest of your plant, the rest of your soil into this box, into this whole box, will be removed. So this is really fucking worse. Once you will see this in your pot, and I hate it. So I'm planting here for my onion chives, not for this plant. We have this jute plant. We'll remove that one. It's vegetable. Ilocano people loves to eat that. We even eat that too. But my wife is not really fond of eating that one much. So we have a tree here growing. My wife called this one aratilis. There's an English word for that, but I forgot. I think this is brought by the birds. Fucking birds. I give them free food in here and they brought me problem. I'm supposed to be happy if they gave me different varieties of vegetables that will grow here in my boxes, but what they brought me, what they brought to me is this fucking annoying plants. So I have to use both of my hands to remove this one easily. Okay, I think here is better. Like that. Yeah. Better. And we'll remove you guys because you're not of great help to me, but a future problem. And you know what, friends? If I will not do this now, next week, these plants, these unwanted weeds, and like turn into bush and a tree, will take over invasively into these spots. And not just detrimental to your plants, but they will be bigger than your plants here, so they will be sucking out the nutrients that's supposed to go to your onion chives, and they will dominate the place, and your onion chives eventually die, and you've wasted a lot of fucking energy and time. If you want control or remove this, I don't know if what benefit these shrubs, I mean, to the ecosystem, but I'm pretty sure these are no good to my position here. They're not giving me any kind of help, but a headache, a problem. Why? Because right now I'm supposed to water our other vegetables, but I'm stuck in here removing these plants. Imagine I cannot see these plants yesterday, but now, just a matter of a few hours last night, and they're all visible here. Imagine how fast they grow because we have healthy mixture of soil and chicken's manure here with your friends. But the nutrients that we're preparing here is not intended for these weeds. but for our onion chives. And now these weeds are taking over the place, so nothing I can do but to remove them. Imagine hundreds of this are growing in my boxes where I plant my onion chives. This is real headache, man. Real headache. Mm. See? Some of the pigweed plants are being included because they grow together closely, but I don't give a damn care. Have to remove these plants, though even at the risk of my other onion pigweed plants here. And pigweed plants will be removed later. So we'll remove the pigweed plants later on because we will not be throwing them out, but we will be transferring them to another place outside, since pigweed plant is a healthy and nutritious vegetable which is really necessary to the need of our chickens. Of course, sometimes we cook them, but we prioritize our chickens because pigweed plant is like superfood where our chickens are producing healthy eggs every single day because of that plant. And banana blossoms as well. I will not give another day for this. Unwanted weeds here to thrive because the nutrients that I have placed in here through this organic matter that we mix is not intended for the weeds but for my onion chives. So, with your friends, you remove them all. I don't want them here because, as I mentioned to you, they're very detrimental to our so tomorrow morning I wake up like 4. No, I must start filming at least before 3:45. Man, please need to finish this one today. We have some jute plants here that we allowed to grow, but I have to remove them next week to our outside parcel of land that we're also renting. So that's it, your friends. Okay, it's your friends. I think 1 hour and 42 minutes. We successfully removed here, and we still have here. But the most plants that you can see here, with your friends, these are pigweed plants. You go to Google, you research that one, and type PIG, pig, and then weed, WEED, pigweed plant. Belongs to the Amaranthaceae, the Amaranthaceae family, or the Amaranth family. Most of the Amaranth family, they are flowers, but this one is edible, vegetable. So let them reside here until, not until, but this is what is going to happen. I'll remove the bigger seedlings here outside this afternoon. After my wife and I will clean the area, we'll be planting big plants there. And the tiny ones will stay. We'll wait for another few days. If I move them out, some of these big ones today, so pretty sure this Friday or Sunday we can remove the remaining pigweed plants here, so that our onion chives here can thrive as much as possible with the nutrients that we are putting here into these boxes. Besides, ha? Ano? Ano? 6:20. Wow. What the fuck? Oh, oh, yeah, your friends. I still have this, guys, here. So I don't have much time left. So I must remove this tomorrow morning again. Here, see this. And some onion chives succumb to the temperature of the chicken's manure here. So we'll be replacing them as well. I kind of panic with two friends. I don't know if I can manage my time here. As the days go by, we still have lots of this weeds to be removed here. Ang tinignan ni Ate Sinaida yung aking klase me. Sabi niya, bakit may 3 beses ka sa matayom 1 sa EP? So dapat 2 lang to. Sabi ko, ate pakisuyo naman. Baka pwede mong tanongin si Tukta. Lihari nawa. Ma-remove pa yung isa. Adi 18 lang ko. So, so imagine with your friends since early morning at 34 or 30 past 4. And now it's 6:21, 21 past 6. So we've been here for more than an hour. So I think if you're a farmer and if you wake up early, you can do a lot of things early in the morning. Nakita ko yun nga, na-appreciate ko ngayon yung time, di ba? Pag mag-farmer na tayo, pag mga ganyang oras, alas 4 gising na ako magtrabaho, ang dami kong magawa. A drunk neighbor is awake already. Long from now, it's your friends. This guy's really telling me the music. Oh, I uploaded the big good plan as well. Okay, now we're done with the whole day. This is good work we've got here. But it's not good work for my time because I'm running out of time. Here, to friends, we have to water these onion chives, but we cannot do that one today. So we'll just have to water our durian, and then after that, we will end our live stream. Because we have too much heat, so we have to hydrate our durian seedling here. durian tree. 1 gallon a day. And I have to bring another 2 gallons for the other two durian tree there. Okay, see that? That's our two, durian two. Second plant. And our third plant is here. Okay. Yeah. And that is all, YouTube friends. So thank you once again for watching and tuning in our live streaming. See you on the next live streaming tomorrow at 4 or around quarter to 4 in the morning. Bye bye.